Able to get that off, and then the door just falls off. So. Alright, here we are. Canadian junkyard. Okay, pro tip here. Hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite YouTube show, Fixing Random Crap with Craig. Today we are looking at this Suncast hose reel, and it leaks. It is a leaker. Little information on the project here. The kind of did a lot of work today to get the tap. I had a leak at where this thing starts. Over here, that's where there was a tap as of earlier today. It was leaking, but also it was a real pain to have this tap at the front of the garage like this, or at the back of the garage. Anyway, the furthest place from the door where you're actually going to use the water. So we ran some PEX, put some wood on the wall to get her all the way over to here, put in a nice new shutoff close by, and I had picked up this Suncast hose reel on like secondhand at Kijiji for $10, and I think that they said it was new, but it is pretty clearly actually had been used and leaks. So we're gonna see if we can figure out why it's leaking and how to fix that. So this thing mounts usually onto the front of this thing on the wall. This is the part here. Bear with me for a second. That goes on the wall, and usually this part will be mounted to it. But you can see here that there is this cylinder that comes out. It has a couple O-rings on it. So I feel like that might be part of our problem. Maybe these O-rings need to be fixed up. It also, from a little bit of research, looks like it needs to have some white grease on it. One video recommended lithium grease. So I'm going to try to re-grease it, see if that improves the leak situation, and if not, we're going to have to try and get some O-rings to replace this thing. So we're going to do that, and we'll let you know how we get along. Just as a tip, in order to get this front part off, you lift this thing, and then it pretty much just comes right off in your hand. But if you have the water on, there's a lot of water that's going to be coming at you when you do that. Anyway, that's where we are for now, and more to come. Okay, we're back, folks. Taking a look here from the inside, so this is again there's the front of the reel. This is the part that sort of hooks into the water supply. You see the part number 344. I think I'm probably going to want to replace this part, to be honest with you. Just had it in there, but this is really hard to hold. Have the camera going, but if you put your finger in there and feel around, I can't. Anyway, it's really hard to video, but there's a few like gouges in there. So the O-ring, that the cylinder that comes out of the source, which is right there, with the two O-rings on it, goes in here into this thing. And there's this pipe that comes through like this. And one O-ring sits above it, and one O-ring sits below it. And I guess, like with any O-rings, if the surface is not really smooth, then it's not going to work. So the O-ring needs to have some squish to it. And I tested those out. The O-rings seem pretty good. But I think this thing is kind of been gouged. I don't know if somebody like got something in here or... Anyway, so we took some 600 grit sandpaper right there and just gently went around to try and smooth it out. So tried doing that, and also have greased this post here. So was very generous with the grease, and this grease, let me tell you, this grease is crazy. So, and amazing. So I'm hopeful that if I put this back together, it will work. But I'm going to be cognizant of this part number here, this 334 part, because I think I'm probably just going to replace that whole piece. That's one plastic piece that kind of goes through there and then connects to the hose out. So we'll put this back together and see if it buys us a little more time, and we'll probably look at getting one of those parts. Okay, so we're back in business, folks. The water is on now. This has been reconnected, remounted to the wall. And yeah, no leaks at the moment. So I'm going to wait a few weeks before I post this video to be able to add some legitimacy to this fix. But I think I'm going to go ahead and probably try to track down that replacement part 334 and also maybe some O-rings that will just to have on hand for this if it starts to act up again. But yeah, for now, I think we're good. So get some grease and check your O-rings. Maybe a little bit of 600 grit sandpaper on the inside of that hole where the post goes into. So until next time, take her easy. All right, we're back. It's the next morning. We're still leak free. I was gonna give it maybe a week to make sure that the leak held up, but I don't know. I think it's probably good. I'm still gonna try and get that part. I've been doing some research on the parts. This is the whatever piece of paper that was on the thing when I bought it. Thinking again that it was new since it had this thing on it, but clearly has been used. Had I looked a little more carefully at sort of the screw holes and stuff when I bought it secondhand, I would have seen that it had been mounted previously. Didn't notice that till after. Anyway, $10 for a hose reel, not bad. And with a little bit of grease, she's fixed up. That is, the water's on. I wanted to wait till it was dry. The floor had dried out from all my excessive leaking yesterday to make sure that this had actually worked. And yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. So if it does start leaking again, I'll be sure to post back. But I wanted to post here. This is the model number, and I've been trying to track down parts like to have that extra, the tube part. So it turns out there's an inner tube and an outer tube. This kind of the piece with the post on it, and then the other half, the two sides that connect together, are usually sold as one thing. Having a hard time finding the parts. It seems like this is probably a pretty old unit. There is this sun on it, and then the other half, the two sides that connect together, are usually sold as one thing. Having a hard time finding the parts. It seems like this is probably a pretty old unit. There is this Suncast website that does list the parts that are required, which I will post a picture of. Hopefully at this point in the video, if I can figure out how to do that. And also, Canadian Tire, for my Canadian viewers, seems to list the replacement product on their website. I'll also put up a picture of that if I can. It's like $12 or whatever, but it is showing it as unavailable at this time, so maybe it's too old and discontinued. Not sure. Maybe just out of stock. But for $12, you could get both the inner and outer tube. To basically have that's the only real thing that could possibly go wrong on this thing, other than it just like cracking and disintegrating or whatever. But if you had that new $12 part, you'd have pretty much a brand new hose reel from a leak perspective. And otherwise, for the international viewers, the Suncast website does seem like it lists all the parts. It lists parts number 3 and 4 on their website, and seems to be available for shipping. They're only like $2 each. It's cheaper there. I'm not sure what the shipping would be, and it seems to be not listing half of the tube. Like, it's only showing the outer one and not the inner one on the list. Anyway, maybe they're just out of stock. But long story short, we're back, and we're leak free. So I hope this video helped, and we'll catch you next time. Later.